While Louisa May Alcott's novel Little Women has had a few adaptations throughout the years, nothing comes quite close to the Korean drama that was recently released. Although there are lots of similarities, the drama gave the story its own twist, and in this video, we'll tell you all about it. Loose adaptation. Kim Hee-won, director of the popular drama Vincenzo, decided to take matters into her own hands and gave the world a rendition of Little Women we haven't seen before. It's the first Korean and non-Western variant of the story. While both the novel and the drama have the same title, it's important to note that the drama is only loosely based on the novel. There have been a few adaptations of the novel in the past. For example, the 2019 movie directed by Greta Gerwig. The 2019 film is more based on the book, but in the case of Hee-won's drama, she gave it her own spin. The K-drama's rendition of Little Women has taken on the challenge of changing up important plot points while still maintaining the novel's charm. The storylines of the two are quite different, but still have similar themes. The book follows the story of the March sisters, who are raised in middle-class poverty in a quiet Massachusetts village by their caring mother, while their father serves as an army soldier during the American Civil War. They become friends with Theodore Lawrence, the lonesome grandson of the wealthy elderly neighbor. In the continuation of the book, you read about the sisters growing up and becoming who they always wanted to be. On the other hand, the drama revolves around the O sisters, who grow up poor. While they are in a terrible financial position, they also battle their personal demons. Each of the sisters get entangled with a very wealthy South Korean family, and with each episode, the plot becomes more thrilling. It's clear that both stories have some similarities, even though they might sound completely different. In both pieces, the focus is on a group of sisters who love each other dearly. It seems that in both stories, the sisters get entangled in the world of wealth. While in some cases this is by accident, in others it is by choice. A coming-of-age thriller? In terms of the genre, the two creative pieces differ a lot from each other. The book written by May Alcott is a heartwarming coming-of-age piece with hints of romance. Often, it's even considered parts of children's literature. The novel starts off with teenagers who have goals for the future, and as they get older and become adults, we see how they change their dreams and aspirations to fit their circumstances. The vibe of the novel is quite warm and cozy, and we never have to worry about the fates of the characters. Jung So-kyung decided to turn this heartfelt ambient into something entirely different. The drama adaptation of Little Women is considered a thriller. So-kyung decided to give the story a sinister spin, and that's very evident in the first episode, which definitely leaves you feeling uneasy. When starting the drama, you're in for an eerie but engaging experience. The mystery and unsolved questions only escalate with each episode, which is a very thrilling and encouraging sign of what is to come. The setting. Another big difference between the drama and the novel is the setting and time. The novel is set in Massachusetts in the United States. The original story is set in the time period of 1863 until 1866, which is the later half of the Civil War in America. What many don't know is that the story is loosely based on the author's real-life experience. What we see in the book is that the chaotic nature of the war and the absence of their father affects each of the March sisters differently. The show, on the other hand, is set in modern times instead of the 1800s. The location also differs from the book. The loose adaptation of the novel is set in South Korea. A fun fact is that most of the filming for the drama was done in Singapore. Hee-won's version of Little Women is the first to be set in present times, which she has done in a way that still captivates the original struggles of the sisters. While they're not at war in the drama, they struggle a lot with poverty. Their mother has departed with money intended for a school trip, and they're staying in a small house with bugs and a window that simply won't shut once forced open, and their future is looking fairly gloomy. March versus O. The most obvious difference between the show and the book is that the protagonists are no longer called the March sisters. Instead, the drama is about the O sisters. In the book, there are 4 protagonists, namely Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy March. In their edition, Hee-won decided to make the story revolve around 3 sisters. There was a 4th sister, but unfortunately she passed as a baby. In the novel, the March sisters lean on one another as they endure through personal and financial difficulties. Although In-do, In-kyung, and Inhe might differ a lot from the protagonists in the original story, these struggles regarding money and growth remain the same in the show. The O sisters are fiercely idealistic, sometimes a bit naive, and unexpected in their own unique ways. In-do and Meg. In the drama, the eldest sister is In-do, who in a way resembles Meg, the oldest sister in the novel. Both of these characters have a similar mindset when it comes to money, and both of them happen to be the oldest sisters. In May Alcott's story, Meg is the only one that is dwelling on the past and can't let go of her life before the Civil War. She's the only one that is old enough to remember the times in which her family had money and enjoyed the luxuries of the higher upper class. In the novel, she's trying to be a true lady that can get back all this luxury by marrying a wealthy man. Her counterpart in the drama, In-do, shares the same idea of marrying into wealth. However, not everything goes according to her plan. In-do has a respect respectable job but still longs for all things that are expensive and glamorous. She believes that poverty is harmful and thinks that having money will solve all her issues. Both Meg and Inju struggle with the same flaw, namely greed. Both of them are consumed by materialistic ideas, which sometimes make them lose sight of what's really important. In Little Women, Kim Go-eun does a wonderful job of portraying the role of the older sister who is extremely calculating but can be pretty gullible at times. In Kyung and Jo. In Kyung, who's portrayed by actress Nam Ji-hyun, is the perfect counterpart of Jo March. So Kyung managed to write her character in a way that's completely different from Jo, but still authentic in terms of ideals. In the drama, In Kyung is an enthusiastic reporter who always strives to do the right thing. As the show progresses, In Kyung turns out to be one of the most layered characters. She's no longer the cheerful person everyone made her out to be. Instead, she becomes more complex. She even develops an addiction to alcohol. In the novel, Jo was undoubtedly the most untraditional female character. She was outspoken about her freedom, took satisfaction in rejecting typical feminine behavior and attire, and was unlikely to give in to the demands that were put on women during that time. Although In Kyung's situation may be different from Jo's, her ideas and commitment to her principles remain the same. Inhe and Amy. The artistic sister is portrayed by actress Park Ji-hoo. In the age department, Amy March and Inhe are quite similar because they're both the youngest sisters. And much like Amy, Inhe is seen as a selfish person. However, both characters seem to be a bit misunderstood. In the novel, Amy is known to be quite vain and spoiled. Later in the novel, she ends up marrying a wealthy man in order to feel secure financially. She doesn't marry out of love, unlike her other sister. It's clear that poverty has hit her hard when she was younger, and she makes sure to never experience that again. It's also a selfless act. She knows her father is absent, and someone has to be the one to take care of the family. In a way, she's their last hope. In this aspect, Inhe is quite similar. In the drama, it becomes clear that poverty has hit her the hardest and that she has a pretty hard time growing up. She has never had time for childish ignorance as her mother burdened her from a young age. Now she goes to a prestigious art school and is recognized by many for her talents. You could say that Beth March can also be seen in Inhe. Beth was known to be the most artistic sister, and that's reflected in Inhe's personality. She wants to be recognized for anything extraordinary, whether it's for beauty, intelligence, or talent most of all. Amy March's catchphrase, "I want to be great or nothing," reflects her desire to strive and be outstanding. Both of them start from the bottom and work their way up as a repayment to their families who have done so much for them. Amazing reception. Little Women is considered a timeless classic. It's often praised for how easy it is to read and how well written it is. It was well received upon release, and many years later, it's still extremely popular, especially with younger audiences. Nowadays, filmmakers and playwrights are more than eager to create their own adaptations of the book. Similarly, the drama has been getting great feedback from the audience so far. Viewers seem to love the fact that the original story has been turned into a thriller. In addition, the modern-day setting is extremely refreshing and seems to make the personal stories of the protagonists even more relatable. With each new week, fans can't wait for the new episodes to drop. That was all on Little Women. Which one do you prefer, the book or the drama? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Bye!